Welcome, everybody. Welcome to BeoTalk number 401. God, it's going to take some adjustment to say 400 and something.
Right? It's like the first week of January, right? When you still write the last year on.
Oh, good God. Where are we?
Shilling. Let's do shillings first.
Yeah.
Before we get into the meat and gravy.
Nearly forgot about all that. I was so busy doing other stuff. Yes. Go buy something over at our friends at skinnyplay.com. Use the link and the promo code to get 10% off. And maybe you'll get an omelette du fromage.
Omelette du fromage it is, bro.
I mean, I guess if you want a custom A9 cover, you can make an omelette on it.
Doesn't look bad.
Then we have our other friends over at Tigrino Studio. They make all sorts of nice things for like BioLab 28, 8, theater, that sort of thing. Aluminium covers, if that's your thing. It is my thing for sure. So use the link and promo code for 10% off there as well. I mean, that makes quite a big difference on these sorts of prices. It's €180 off. Which is really...
And they're nice.
Yeah.
They're real nice.
What else do we have? Oh, yeah. buymeacoffee.com/BeoWilly. That is our super chat for the foreseeable future. Thank you all for donating for the 400th last week.
Very much appreciated.
Help Willie become an uncle again and buy baby's first B&O.
I think we're going to start with the t-shirts and we're going to make a little baby t-shirt.
What, with like an outline of 90s?
Something. Maybe an A1 because it's small still, right?
It's still a burger.
Oh, man. So, yeah.
And, go buy something at soundsheavenly.com. Steve, good friend of the show. He has cables for everybody in Europe and the rest of the world other than North America, unless you drop ship. But they're the best cables, and they last for bloody ever. So soundsheavenly.co.uk or .com. And that's about it. How's your week been?
More changes, and it was hot. So the house that we're doing, some of the in-ceiling speakers have now changed into Origin Acoustics blends, which are the ones that you mud in and drywall in.
Yeah.
And now they are worried that because they're going to blow insulation into everything, he decided to put insulation in between the first and main floor. That paper shred.
Yeah, the blue sort of
dyed. The devil's crumbs, as I call it, or devil's lint.
At least they're not so itchy as the pink stuff.
No, they're not, but it's a disaster when you open a ceiling and it's just right. It just lavas. It just lavas into the room. It's bad. It's bad news. So, anyways, that's what they're doing. So we had to install the back boxes for those speakers, and the back box is 20 by 18 inches rectangle.
Yeah.
You see where the 20 by 14 inches, sorry. And the joists are spaced 13 inches apart.
That's an odd spacing.
Right. So we had to, because you can't really take off much off off one joist, right? Even though they're dense. We had to take off of both sides, man. So Stuker, which is the new guy, gave him the Sawzall. I marked it all out. I'm like, here you go, have fun with it. Gave him 2 batteries and don't come off the ladder till the drakes are gone. And it's just to be 3 inches deep, so I had to cut a bunch. Oh man. So yeah, a lot of laps. But that, and I guess the highlight of the week was yesterday. I had this gentleman, I think Friday or Thursday, reach out to me regarding an Essence Mark 1 that he's trying to put it into a converter. An LML converter. I'm like, that's not going to work, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he was still adamant about the software. I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing shit. Come over Saturday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So, he shows up on time, whatever. But it's a very humbling experience to have somebody come over your house who's a fan of piano that, is fortunate to have some, but not like what I live with per se. And it's not to brag, but like I just grow desensitized to it, right? I've been with it for well over 16, 17 years as a professional. So it starts, you just don't realize what you live in with, right? Like, he was blown away by the 90s. So then what we did, we just listened to the 9000 through the 90s because he has a 9000. And that was the whole point of how do you interface all that. So believe it or not, I found a cable, which is, 5 pinned into a RG45. So power link out from the Essence Mark 1 into the 9000 is an AirPlay. And
Okay.
he was that's genius. I'm like, that's the only way you can do it. And then that becomes still an AUX source on the 9000, which is shareable through the NLML converter into the Avant that he has. And God bless his heart, man. He was the guy that actually bought my last 20-meter long Masterlink cable that I just had no use for it. It was my tester. So usually when you get on a job and 9000 is on the wall somewhere, nothing's connected to it, right? And you need to test the ML especially if it's a Masterlink lockup. Sorry to talk all the retro, but it was just it was a fun throwback. So anyways, yeah, that was the cable that I would use in the houses to go from one room to the other, because usually 20 meters apart, it's pretty decent.
Should be enough in most cases, yeah.
Yeah. So in some it wasn't, but then you have to take shit off, and it's not fun and joyous.
I mean, for the install game, it's probably time to get rid of some of that, right? Like, I mean, when was the last time you really did anything with Masterlink? Not much.
No, but I told him as well, like, if that's a 3/4 inch hole you got to drill into this joist or studs or whatever you need to go through, and he's in Old Port, which is an older home, so I know already it's a fucking pain. So I'm just go to Quebec-Son, buy whatever length of Cat 7 you need, or borrow a spool and pay for whatever you used, and just pull Cat 7 everywhere. And I have the connectors that fit regular Lutron plates, right? That you can just go then RJ45 to an ML, which I know Quebec-Son still has and would love to get rid of, because they just don't come across that anymore. Like the Masterlink is really, well, what now, 15 years dead at least.
Yeah, also for like 95% of people, you put it in once and you kind of forget about it, because I mean,
what
works. Can go wrong? Like next to nothing. Like lightning, maybe, or rodents, but both are pretty rare.
Rodents are more for the MCL, the master controlling, because that wire, whatever the coating was made out of, they just really liked it here as far as the mice were concerned.
Steve, what does it taste like? You probably made this cable.
Some peanut. It's mixed with peanut butter in it or something, man. I swear to God. But most of the places where they had B&O systems on the farms, the master controlling cables, they would have to run them in conduits just to make sure that they don't get chewed through, because it was a very common occurrence, at least in Canada. So weird. Speaking of pulling cables, Milwaukee just came out with the wire puller, M18 wire puller, $1,000.
So you need to have it.
Probably. Probably. They got a whole bunch of cool shit that came out. They have an M18 a cooler. Did you see that? The big one? On M18... 2 batteries, it lasts 68 hours.
Yes, I did see that.
That's cat's ass, man.
Yeah, the 10 quart. Are you going for the small one, the 10 quart, or the 40 quart?
I think the 40 quart, because that one's got the display on it too. Shared with the class, man. Sorry, like it was a tool show not too long ago. I don't know where, and all these YouTube videos, algorithms that I have, and obviously I'm in the trade and I love this shit. So it's that's the brand new one. I don't think it's even on the pictures. No, that's not the powered one. They have a powered one now. Type in M18 cooler. Do the M18, bro.
M18.
For all the guys in Europe, is it true that all the Milwaukee bins, like all the tool stuff, all the bins and rollers are black versus red? Because I think I've seen it in UK. I don't know if anybody can confirm. This one, yeah, bro. Check this out. It just puts a smile on my face just thinking about it. Like, it's cool as hell. And you know, like when the power goes out, like you are taken care of at least a little bit and whatnot. And this one, I'm gonna buy that. That's already out, but it's only on a pre-order now. I'm gonna wait till it goes a little bit on sale because it's a little steep what they want for it. I think it's $279 without the battery. Fuck.
Has it ever stopped you before?
Not necessarily, but it definitely puts a little bit of a brakes on it, so I'll at least wait for like a sale or whatever, right? Let the heat wave blow by more or less. Dude, another one that they have is a misting M18 cooling fan with 4 gallons of water. Oh no, 1 gallon of water, I think it is. So it's got a little mister on it. Yeah, people, it's time to blow some money. But this is cool as hell. See this guy with the white bottom? Yeah. That's the water tank. Is that fucking cool, man? I wonder how many tilts you have before the hose starts leaking, right? Because it has to go through basically those 2 connectors.
I don't know.
Or does it just shoot from under? But it looks like no, it shoots inside to the stream.
Oh,
that is hella cool, man. That's too big. That's too big. You know what I mean? You gotta like, you can't just sit that in front of a server room somewhere and fucking your labels are gone. You know what I mean?
Spray all that water on your electronics.
Work in a hurricane. No. But that misting one would be sick, especially like in crawl spaces when I'm gonna be having to go soon, anyways.
If nothing else, it keeps the dust down.
100%. 100% it does.
I mean, one of the worst bits about crawl spaces is like as soon as you do any of this sort of thing, like all that dust starts going up. And
I always wear a mask. I wear a mask for that because I'm not breathing that shit.
Sure, but you also have eyes, right? Like you're not wearing diving goggles or something.
No. Even though Milwaukee, I guess, makes the ones that are sealed around, but then you look like a goofball. You look like a freaking World War II pilot, right? That's, I'm not down with that. Yeah, thanks for the rub-in, Steve. Yeah, Milwaukee still doesn't make a coffee machine. Is that not disappointing at all, or what? However, they have a M18 generator, right? The little 4-packer. It's like $800. That does produce enough power to hook up an espresso machine into it.
Yeah, but then you need 400 or what, like $1,000 worth of batteries to power your coffee machine.
I already have the batteries. I just need to buy the tool only, and then
okay,
that's it. But yeah, I have a lot of batteries over the years. I've gathered quite a bit. But essentially, my rule is 1 battery per tool minimum. Yeah, already inserted.
And I need to have some more batteries, but I'm also waiting for.
And always charged.
Yeah,
actually,
I mean, it saved us last time here with that hurricane, because we didn't have power for 5 or 6 nights or something like that, and our light was literally the Milwaukee lamps.
So yeah, it's very important. The battery discipline is a real thing, in my opinion. because the worst thing is when you start going through the basket of battery that you have, and each one has like 2 bars, 1 bar, and oh shit.
I did get one of those superchargers now.
You know what? There's one thing that I wonder about, because I do have a supercharger and I have a regular charger, right? And I wonder how much damage does the rapid charger do? Because the supercharger is even crazier. That thing has literally vents that line up ports with the battery, and the mist, like whatever mist, the air circulation comes out. Like they showed it on the expo. It's pretty freaking cool. But I wonder if like pushing that much voltage in a freaking short sitting, right? Does that have any inverse effect on the length and longevity of the batteries, even though they have a pretty smart management system? So,
I mean, the one I have, it sort of blinks and whatever at you because it's learning the batteries that you put in it.
yeah. I know it figures it out, but still,
Yeah.
I just, or I guess it communicates the age and all that. Because some of my batteries are pulling on 10 years.
And you put
They
the
still
battery
hold the
in
charge.
it.
Oh yeah, no, mine doesn't do any of that fan stuff. But usually, what I do, I just bring the batteries home and I charge them inside my like I have a regular charger in my kitchen cabinet. So I just plug it in and leave it sitting there. And once I see through the crack of the drawer that the light is green, then swap it.
Yeah, my grandfather-in-law gave me one of those 12.0 batteries, and on the regular chargers, that takes for goddamn ever to charge.
Yeah, they do on the regular charger. They do, especially like the 4.0s or
Yeah,
God
it's like
forbid a 6.0.
3.5
Yeah,
hours or something like that.
yeah, that's a whole evening. So you just leave it, like I guess slow roast on it.
But in the supercharger, it's like an hour 45 or something like that.
On the rapid charger, it's about that. I think it's faster on the supercharger.
Yeah, I haven't timed it. I just plop it in.
But yeah, no, it goes very quickly, very very quickly.
Yeah.
But tools are important.
I mean, speaking of something going quite slowly and then quickly all at once, Beano has a new CEO.
I didn't even catch that. I was reading through the the Discord, never even caught it. But good news. So we'll see where the ship will steer now. Hopefully, it's out of the darkness.
Yeah, Gianfilippo Testa.
That sounds so Danish.
He's Italian.
No shit.
He'll be the CEO. I struggle with the previous guy's name. Not the first. Nikolai is not, but the Vendelbrew or whatever you call him. He's going to be COO and CFO together still now. He apparently had 3 jobs taking over when Mr. Christian left.
Okay, I put it on full screen because I can't see it. Gianfilippo Testa.
Yeah. So if you want to picture, this is him.
Nice.
He's at least an engineer.
He almost says this looks like the guy from Sopranos.
A little bit. I mean, he has a master's in aerospace engineering, so at least he's an engineer. He was mostly in the luxury space before, so I guess we're gonna still be in the like high price everything sort of rich people clients.
Yeah,
like Sandeep says, a previous job was Alexander McQueen, which is like this sort of fashion label, Fendi fashion, Tag Heuer watches.
They're I don't know why they're trying to market themselves as fashionable, but I guess it is very much a furniture or a sculpture piece in your home, as far as the B&O is concerned. So I understand the direction. I just hope that they don't start pulling in again, because now he's from Italy. Like, I hope that the Ferrari thing doesn't get revived.
Please don't.
I
Please
really
make
hope
some
that,
money before you do all that sort of nonsense.
yeah, I hope that that's and just start bringing out a little bit of more of the new. I'm sure that they have stuff in the pipeline that is now sitting cold on the back burner that can be revived as far as the product designs and whatever. Like there should be things that we can't have more than a year of lull for parts for product,
Yeah.
because we can't talk about the same shit for a year either. Like, come on, guys, give us a new product to review and to work with and to live with. So that's my request. And the Nikolai, who's that guy?
He was the
Vendelbo, I guess.
yeah,
I
he
don't
was the
know.
CFO before, and then
Okay.
when the last guy left, he took over caretaker CEO, and he was CFO, and now he's CFO and COO. Apparently, in the time he took over in the last, was it 4 months or so, he slashed costs quite a bit. So that's good, I
Okay.
guess, because I do think they were spending a bunch of money on nonsense.
I agree. And I think also the marketing stuff is a little bit of a nonsense too.
Yeah.
And like, I don't have anything about against pairing with certain artists and such, but why do we pair with people that I don't think anybody in Europe knows, like the Japanese artists for the H100s, right?
Yeah.
Have you heard of the dude? I've never heard of the dude. Even the company that made that little floor stand or table stand, sorry, for the A1. Remember? The
Yeah.
Korean brand of some sorts. It was all bluish and whatnot. That's all I remember. I've never heard of these influencing brands, but I guess it makes sense for those countries. I don't know. I guess like Supreme used to be for US, and
I would almost, I look, I don't mind if that is a local market thing, right? Fine, but then pushing that local market, why do you make it global? Like I don't understand. Because if you go to the Japanese website and whatnot, right, like it's gone. Like nobody cares anymore. Like it's been a press release and that's about it.
that's all they got.
I mean, as for marketing, which is probably one of the first things they need to look at, Mr. Testa as well is right. Like maybe you should do a bit more too, but then in the marketing department, segment it out, right? Like make a B&O US and a B&O Europe and a B&O Japan and China or something like that, where you can
Or
push
Asia, I guess. Yeah.
local things in their local markets a bit more, because currently it's just all B&O, which is sort of fine, but it's
But
kind
even
of
stuff
dead.
that gets advertised, sometimes it's not even orderable in this country, or in this region. Sorry, right?
Yeah.
Like the golden fives with the red skirts for the 88th year.
Yes.
Those were only for China or Chinese market. But
I mean, he is quite educated. So he has an MBA, but he's also an engineer, a master's in aerospace engineering. So I hope, at least if he lives with some of the products, right, that he has that sort of engineer's itch of like, why is this like this? Why, like, not like just sort of like, it's fine, let's push it.
He looks like he has his head screwed on properly, so we'll see. But I don't know how much you can harvest out of your aerospace engineering degree other than maybe designs of certain things.
Well, material sciences, that sort of thing.
Material sciences, but I think B&O has a pretty good freaking idea about that at this point of time, with what plastics and compounds they use and dressed in aluminum, and the rest is on a DSP at that point.
Yeah, but I bet you a guy like him, right? If you give him one of the halos that rattles, it would drive him up the wall.
That I would totally agree with him, bro. Like that, I would fly to Denmark to high five you for this. Like, fix the wobble.
I mean, but little things like that, right? Where like, or I don't know, like on the Be a Remote One, right, where the glass is slightly crooked. Like,
Oh, that shit.
and B&O
I
says like we've never heard about it before ever, right? And then it's like
remember how we started
Yeah.
that? That was how many freaking 100 episodes ago was that? For God's sakes, that was funny.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it did start a thing, man. It did start a thing of people taking pictures of the remotes going crooked. See,
I mean, Henrik laid that trap because, as per usual, the answer is, "Oh, you're the first
mine
one to
is
ever
straight.
tell us."
This one is straight.
I mean,
how many of you people now are freaking grabbing the remote, and you just gotta do a good old freaking rifle sights to it, and you'll see that if it lines the glass with keypad. And I am so sorry that I just ruined your afternoon if you fall for the victim of that crooked glass nonsense.
But yeah, if you want to read, I'll put it in chat. It's. I mean, it's a usual press release, really, right? Like, I mean, in the press release, they essentially do say that the CEO may be the head of this, but he's not the one setting the direction necessarily. It's the board that thinks this is the correct way of doing things. So we'll see what sort of interplay is going to be had there. Because I'm personally am not the biggest advocate of this current strategy. Does it seem to sort of work? I don't know. It's at least it's not negative necessarily, even though it's negative to me personally, right? So, and I guess to a lot of us fans, really, because not many of us are in the bracket where this is still affordable.
Oh, it's getting out of reach, slower than faster, or faster than slower, man. But it definitely is. I don't know.
I mean, if nothing else, right, what I hope he manages to get the company to do is to tie up all these loose ends everywhere. Like, stop doing these projects half-assed. Like, I was thinking about it the other day, right? Like, when was the last time you used the augmented reality app?
Bro. And I'm sure that was with the cost.
Yeah, and it made me think, right? Like the amount of sort of apps and things and changes we're doing just to change things, and then sort of, fuck it, we forget about it, right? Or
even those bubble people videos, right? Those NFT things or whatever they were. Like, how much did that cost for no reason? Like, it just has nothing to do with anything, really. Your avatar. Remember, create your avatar or that freaking,
I mean,
oh man,
that's all fine, right? But like, think it through a bit. Like, is this it? Like, come on. Like, why are we doing this shit if it doesn't tie into anything?
I think their focus should be on releasing something new and interesting, like the shock paddle the harmony and revive it. That's number one for me. Number two, which they're doing pretty good job, even from the beta team, which I really kudos to you boys and girls. It's really moving along, and the app is getting better and better every time. And there are finicky things. I just hope or wish that, but that's more or less, I guess, the chemo side of things, that there was a little bit of there's some bug issues that I have with the BeoLiving intelligence app, right? But that's one thing that I would say that concentrate on that. Release the new product, and not just new colors of things. Like, there needs to be new concepts. I'm not saying to compete to the theater, but do something that is a flagship worthy replacement, right? That has the mass and sounds to stand with the 90s and stand with the 50s, even if there's two pairs of those front and back. And definitely, I wouldn't say ease off the marketing, but like ease off the nonsensical marketing.
Apparently marketing and God, I think Sandy put it in the investors bit on Discord. Come join our Discord if you haven't yet already. But the marketing and distribution is about as much as they pay for all the production of everything, which is crazy.
Wow. No,
Like, I
that's
don't know
too
how
much.
much that is marketing versus distribution, but I bet you marketing is too much and inefficient, if nothing else.
So, question is then, are there employees to be just bodies to stack for that department to make to certain budget allocations, so then they can skim off whatever? I don't know how this works, but it's just like, to me, it just looks like there's people for the sake of having people in there. You know?
Well, yeah, I do have that feeling. I also do think that there is this weird sort of perception, right? Like that the best people are the most educated people, but they cost a lot. And at the end of the day, what they do mostly is make internal spreadsheets. And I don't see how that is any sort of useful marketing. Because what comes out of marketing is very little, right?
Very, very little.
Like, you don't see any of it. Like, and I don't understand how you can call it marketing if you can't see it.
I don't know. That's the B&O's way, I guess, because I've always, I don't know. I think their marketing game back in the yesteryears was better, especially with the B&O magazine and such. And that was before all the Instagrams and nonsense than it is now, where it really costs you nothing other than taking a few good pictures of something. There's a lot to take of, and post it on the B&O's website, on the Instagram. Even the Discord, like, how many people does it take to run that Discord department that it doesn't even exist? And if it doesn't exist, why don't you shut it down? Like, you don't need the presence to be everywhere and nowhere in the same time.
Yeah.
What's the cost of running a Discord server to them, you think? I'm sure it's pennies on a dollar, but over the years of not use and really just throwing the money away, it adds up. And there's no point for them to do it.
For them to run it is, I don't know, €200, something
So
like that.
I'm not saying it's anything tragic, but at least have somebody maintain it. But then that comes with the cost, which they don't want to probably spend.
Yeah, I mean,
right? Because now you got to assign a body to it.
I mean, currently this is B&O's Instagram, right? Like, I have a feeling that whomever is the most educated there has a feeling that everything they post here must be taken by a professional photographer that is within their control.
Mm-hmm.
So, like every shot they put out, right? It takes enormous money because like you never see anything sort of normal.
No.
I bet you this shot cost them several tens of thousands of euros to make, right? Because you have to go somewhere, you have to pose it, you have to get like a lighting crew and a photographer, and it probably took 2-3 hours to photograph this.
Him sticking fucking honeytone headphones in his earbud.
I mean, at least he's Alonso. At least he has like an actual world presence, and at least he actually likes me.
That also comes with costs too, because I'm sure he's not doing that for Saturday morning for free. Let's go for brunch after, guys.
I don't know. I wouldn't assume so, but he is the sort of type of guy that likes B&O enough that sort of says, I'll do this if I have some time left over, if you give me a bunch of shit for free.
I'm sure these headphones or earbuds are his.
Well, he has an Eclipse at home at least, and I think some 50s and an Edge.
Nice. Oh, he fell for the Edge, huh? I guess it's a good one for the garage. That'll give him that, because you can put logos of the cars on it.
Yeah.
With skinny play.
I mean, but look at all these pictures, right? Like, they're nice pictures, fine enough.
Mm-hmm.
They're
now
all
you got some
made
90s
by
there.
Professionals, essentially.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know.
It doesn't show the real life application. You know what I mean? Maybe the little farm boy looking into the freaking clouds there with the BeoGrace. This guy, yeah, listening to fucking Enigma probably. But yeah, it's there's not much. This is good too. Like this is okay, right? This is more or less almost real life type of thing. I wouldn't do that.
This is
not in the Montreal Beach or Toronto or somewhere in Oka.
This is almost a recreation of the meme because at one point his car broke and he got off the track, right? And he just took a marshal's chair and sat next to the race, just sitting in the sun.
I'm done. I'm cooked, so screw it. That's funny.
But yeah, like, come on, tighten this up a bit. Like, it doesn't have to be so sterile, so
overly professional.
Yeah.
Like, there is not many installations they have from home other than the booklet that they came out with that we reviewed on the 400 last week.
Yeah, which is a very nice, like, that is where you go professional, in my opinion. Like, the whole online sphere, like Instagram, Facebook, that sort of thing. It's okay if, like, tag some people with their setups and that sort of thing, right? It'll be fine. Or crazy idea, let your dealers do a bunch of stuff again. Like, why are your dealers still asking for permission to post stuff on Instagram, right? Like, come on.
Yeah, that's a little silly.
I mean, if nothing else, like half your marketing budget is coming from your dealers just because of what they do in their shops and that sort of thing. And
more or less they cost promote. Or promote at their own cost, right? If you do an event, I don't think it's very likely that maybe they hash out a little bit, right? If you beg right, but I think most of that catering and drinks and all that shit is on your own dime and dollar.
Oh, for sure.
So, at least in North America, I don't know if it's the same in the EU, as far as how much they get butter on their sandwich.
But, yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily envy his new job, Gianfilippo Testa.
No, he's definitely picked up a mess.
Though I am very glad that there's finally somebody doing it, right? And Nikolai Vendelbu, or however you say it, is not doing 5 fucking jobs at the same time, because that's not healthy either.
No, man, I would never want to walk his shoes with 5 different disciplines to be taken care of and responsible for. Shit, yeah. That's a lot. That's where you get slip-ups, because you can't, like, you're cooking 12 meals on a 4-burner stove.
But yeah, the way these sort of appointments and leadership teams announcements and shit are, it almost makes it seem like the CEO is sort of just listening to the board. The board just sort of sits there and go, "You go do that. We'll wait here." And then it's like, "Oh, it's not good enough. It's your fault." That's kind of how it reads to me.
We'll see. Maybe there will be changes now. You never know. It's what is it, week 1?
Yeah, not even. It's day 3.
Oh, so he got it on Friday?
I think so, yeah. Or
okay.
Friday or Thursday.
Interesting. Well, congrats to begin with, because I think B&O needs it for sure.
I mean, in many ways, it's a bloody lovely company. That's why we're chatting about it literally every week for 400 weeks plus.
For the 401st time.
Yeah.
And this is not just the only time during a week, especially for me, because like I said, yesterday I had a guy here that we spent about 2 hours together, or an hour and a half, and he was just blown away by it, right? And people leave inspired. That's what I felt. Like, he felt inspired. It's like, fuck yeah, this is going to all work. I can buy more stuff, and it's all going to be together. But he's going to be the older equipment buyer at this point of time, because he's limited to the NLML converter, because that's not compatible really with the Mozart at all. So, well, it is and it isn't. But yeah, it's a company that I devoted my life for, or two. That's basically it. There's no other way to put it. And everybody I know now, who unfortunately caught the virus and has some BNO in their house. Anybody that ever known me that they have some BNO in their house, sometimes even against their will. So,
I mean, from what from what I've read about him, other than his name is troublesome for just about everybody except for Italians, right?
but
But
I think he'll do good.
Mr.
I'm being
Testa.
positive.
Yeah, I honestly, the more I read into these sort of things, right, I think a heck of a lot of it is more down to the board than maybe the CEO, or maybe that's how it sort of became a thing, because like the last guy, right, like he was never really there, like, and everybody else is in Denmark all the time.
No, he was barely there and took took big bags. So
Yeah. So maybe the people on the board just had to step in, right? Because if the so-called boss isn't there, then the actual bosses of the boss have to do it. So I hope that can sort of, the board can. It almost looks like they're sort of in like bad
taste or
passenger,
post-trauma.
like what you call it when you're in the passenger seat of the car, but telling how somebody should drive.
Backseat driving.
Yeah, they're like, it almost seems like the board is becoming a sort of a backseat driver. And like, if he can get it to the point where like, no, I'm driving, you're there for oversight, right? And that's how this works. Like, I set the thing, you guys say a yay or nay on that, but it's not like I'm here to do your ideas.
Yeah, I guess Casey Bears the shotgun. That's the passenger
Yeah.
driving. Yeah.
It's Thunder Chicken says, great name, by the way. Andrew Robinson had a video about what he would do if he became CEO of B&O. He would made some good points. Yeah, he did that like, what, 2 months ago?
Yeah, it's been a while, but he was right about stuff as well.
I mean, this is not going to be very popular, but the upper layer of the company, I would streamline personally. Like, there is no reason to have this much management, right? If the CFO can also be the CEO and the COO and be fine. Like you don't need this many people. Like, you need the engineers and the actual people that implement stuff, right? And make things.
Design team, engineering team, and a little bit of definitely a software team and a sprinkle of marketing. That's all you need in that company.
Yeah, but you don't need
marketing.
Yeah, you don't need like.
You don't need to have meetings about meetings to have meetings for the sake of having a meeting. And it's lunch now, so let's go for lunch and then we'll have a meeting. Fuck out of here.
That sort of thing.
But
I mean, it's gonna at the absolute earliest of being if anything new is released, right, that he actually has any hands on, is gonna be 9 months from now. If anything comes in the meantime, right, that is still the old style of doing things. He may shape it a bit and may like do different prices, but
or maybe he can expedite the actual design process. And what I mean by that, maybe the software development, right? Because we all know how B&O comes out a little bit half-baked sometimes out of the box, but it's cheaper than buying it a year later and paying the price for the price raise. So we'll also see about that, see how often that will happen, because it used to be or it was a biannual habit that it became at the end of the Christian Tears tear.
Yeah, I think the US went up a bit again recently. Or North America, maybe.
Something happened that everything went up, because even the title went up. I know that people said on Discord that Apple Music went up by $1, right? So even my YouTube, I think, went up by $1. I don't know, understand what's going on, but
Good old Deezer, man. Still the same.
oh yeah, you didn't get shafted yet?
No.
Just you wait. Email Deezer and raise Mikey's shit. Just on principle.
I mean, they probably will raise it, right? Just because everybody else is in it, going to look like, do we need to? No, but we don't want to be seen too cheap.
That's
So
right.
just...
We can still make more bread. Let's go. And you're off. And you're up. So
no, but I mean, I hope this guy, because he is from the luxury sector and like watch sector and that sort of thing, like that he also checks like the actual marketing and silliness, right? Like look at 8, right? They still on the website, I think, say maybe they just took it off, but that you're gonna have that fluid sweet spot thing coming at the end of 2025, I think it said, or at the end of 25 it was supposed to be implemented.
Now we're 26 basically.
Yeah, so but it still says that, right? Like like why do we have this sort of nonsense going on?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but it is what it is, essentially. Some of that website, I don't know, maybe that's another problem, right? That they have, that there's nobody there that monitors the website content properly because they're busy on the meetings. There should be somebody that reviews this stuff in, I don't know if it's auto-translated or they actually have somebody for each language that they are supporting on the website to translate for them, right? Because then it's, I guess, done properly.
Yes, the fluid sweet spot is the pricing strategy.
The fluid speed spot, that's hilarious. So yeah,
but I mean, there's a lot of that, right? Like I know for a fact that the reason we got leaks of the theater is because back
their own bad doing. Yeah.
Well, it kind of wasn't, because in summer, right, everybody's gone and the website was maintained by interns and they didn't know it wasn't a released project yet.
I know, and they pumped it out.
So nobody told them either, which is like as a customer, I don't mind this. As a business strategy, it's kind of silly.
It's bad. It's very bad, definitely. Especially with the Chinese and their ability to make replicas of things. But at least that's the luck on B&O, that it's so engineered that, well, it's, I guess, made in China now, but it's just... and I think the old fable that Chinese are not able to match the aluminium standard that B&O has, I think that's no longer true.
It isn't. I mean, look at like these covers, right? Like these are absolutely B&O quality, if not almost too shiny, but like a deeper gloss than even 18s have. I mean, B&O has probably what you call it, a lower reject rate, and because they know better how it goes without having to test too much, right? Like it's easier.
Or having metal discoloring or whatever
under
certain bends and shit.
But as in getting products out, right? Like especially with energy prices now, and it's kind of not doable in Europe anymore.
That's very true.
I mean, it's not doable here either, right? Like the US isn't any better in that sense.
No, because everybody expects to be paid decently, right? And to make a decent pay, then that product is going to be outpricing everything else that comes from China. And that's just what it is. It's way more expensive, whatever's made here.
I mean, before you get to any of it, right? Here, like probably similar with the Europe, you have to deal with the eco wars and the EPA and shit like that. Like,
Yeah, I guess everybody has their blockades in a way.
I mean, like the truck I have, right, has chrome bumpers, but you can't make those anymore in this country because it's literally forbidden because of the gas that comes off of chroming anything to have it in this country. You can have small batches, but again, the chroming is ultra expensive then. But somehow it's fine if you import it all from China.
I remember when I was a little child, my grandfather, he was a Hilti, I guess, dealer or whatever, and he took me through a place where they were anodizing stuff back in Slovakia, which was crazy. Like, yeah, those acid tanks and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still here, didn't die. So it's not as toxic as they say, but I think that they just wanted to monopolize and offset the production somewhere else where it's more beneficial for them financially.
Yeah, because especially in the back country, I don't think China really cares how good or badly you do it all, right? Like, we have people aplenty. There's an economic number attached to this.
That's right.
We don't really care about this land, anyways. Whatever.
Plus, also I think that they have the best, if not the best, machining tools, right? Like if you look at the Rolex fiasco per se, which all of them are basically made in one city of China and then assembled in Switzerland per se, or 80% of them, or whatever it is. So yeah, I think that they have the machining and manufacturing down pat better than anybody in the world. Some things no, of course, because they're niche engineered, but I guess in production of electronics and everything else, look at their cars now. Other than the batteries burn down every now and then, they're not bad. See more and more of those weird brands now on the street here.
Yeah, you don't hear they're all banned.
They're all banned. Yeah. See here, I just hope that nobody parks that shit in the parkade, man. Because if one of those battery cars goes off downstairs, man, I can't even imagine the damage that would make or do. So
I guess it's no different if a Tesla or whatever goes, but it
makes no difference.
Less likely.
Whatever goes off, it's a disaster. Because then it really depends if it travels up the shaft or not, and yeah, lots of smoke.
I wonder what everybody thinks who's in control of B, in like in the majority sense, not in the like I'm the dictator, but who sets the sort of direction of travel.
Mm-hmm.
Because I personally have the feeling that it's more the board than the CEO or the shareholders. Because from what I can tell, a lot of the shareholders are much more like us, right? Than the sort of people that want luxury everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I too would like to see the share price go up. There's nothing bad about that. Like, I think it's too low. I think it's somewhat deserved because of a bunch of shit they've put themselves through.
Yeah, but wouldn't that correlate to putting a new product out?
Not necessarily. I mean, with the announcement of the new CEO, right? Like the share price did jump, so a lot of shareholders are happy with them. I mean, jump. It's relative, right? Because currently, I think it's trading at like 11 Danish kroner or something like that a share.
Ooh.
Which is not much.
It used to be a lot more.
Yeah.
In the yesteryears of time that I remember.
Let's see, 10 DKK to USD. 10 Danish kroner is 155 USD.
Ooh. Ooh. So that's not much value there.
No.
Hopefully they like I said, they've been around for 100 years. They'll be fine. They just need to get the cart out of the mud and roll it on the dry road properly.
I mean, I do think in the long term, right, they'll be okay. That doesn't mean they won't have like some severe dips and whatever else. I mean,
Oh yeah,
we've seen it before. Like this is not like
new.
just before Tua came in, right? Like because that was an actual like, oh shit, we're like may not make this.
We're
shit
cooked.
thing.
Yeah. No, that was bad. That was bad.
Like it's sort of we're like teetering a bit in the shit currently, but it's not nowhere near as bad as that was because the circumstances back then in general were worse.
No, that was bad. I remember that was the time when I first started working with Bang & Olufsen professionally. I left 8 years of architectural career in the dust, more or less, but not really, and started working at the shop. And when I started, we had BeoVision 4, 55, 42, and 65, and BV7s, and BV8, 40 that was on the display. They didn't even bother with the 32. That was all that was there. Plus, the fucking phones still worked. And lap 5s were the jam. So that was in the theater with the BeoSystem 3 processor. And then finally the BeoVision 11. We had a BeoVision 10 also. And then the BeoVision 11 came out, the smart TV, and the V1. V1 was first. And then BV11 came out. They tested the waters. I hated the V1 because I just, it's so anti-BNO, right? Because it's not David Lewis design type of thing. It does, it was a sub brand. The BeoPlay was a sub brand, right? But
it's funny how
that turned it around.
Changes on that.
And yeah, it's very funny because I love that TV, man. I still have a 32-inch sitting in my office, or Lego room rather, which also, is used for testing speakers because it's got PowerLink outputs and assignable, whatever. So yeah, it's and that really turned around because I remember in the BeoLab 14-5 or 14-4 when they came out, that complemented the Avant, complemented the V1s. That was sick. We also did one with the ceiling mount, which was interesting. V1 on the ceiling was great.
I mean, you can still tell how well they were made, right? Because they still work.
They still work. Well, I'm not saying theater 90s are badly made. It's just now the most technologically disposed part of the concept is replaceable. Yeah. Finally, which is great.
Oh, I'm not saying the theater is bad, but everything in between was sort of.
Oh, it was a struggle. Like I think that they should have ended the saga with BeoVision Avant, and then just not push the Android platform to the Avant next generation, the BeoVision 14, which is that TV. The only thing that really had anything going for it was the wood grill. That was beautiful. That wavy wood, smoked oak or oak. I had a smoked oak. It looked sick, but the TV was well. First of all, I couldn't. It was undeliverable from Toronto to Calgary for me at the time. It came smashed. Then I took another one. Came smashed. Then they sent me one with a spare glass on the same pallet. The TV glass cracked. The other one survived, so I had to change the glass. And after that, that was it. I sent it back. I'm like, I can't deal. I'll never be able to sell anything here but this. Because then they also changed the shipping company from Hellman to Coudenhagel. And they only delivered to Toronto. And Toronto, whoever had a horse and a buggy could fucking load up and go to Calgary with it. So that was bad news there. That was bad news. But yeah. And that's where I don't think they really dipped down with the TVs in that time of Android platform till the Eclipse came out.
Yeah,
it was bad news there.
Even that, there seems to be this line of thinking, right, where like we'll just make this work because like we're that good, and then kind of not spend the time on it.
Yeah.
Because like Android from the beginning as a sort of tech enthusiast, right, to me seemed like a dumb idea, and I just don't understand who got convinced it wasn't. Maybe it was Google, right, telling them things like, "Oh, you can do X, Y, Z, and blah blah, and all these future upgrades," and then Google was sort of like, "Ah, you're too small, fuck you," right? Like you bought this shit, we don't care, like sue us or something. And then it was kind of the same where even with the C7 panel on the Eclipse, it was you kind of know this isn't going to last more than 2 years because OLEDs already didn't last that much longer.
At the time, no.
Like, do you really want to do this? And whilst I appreciate the direction it took us in, it's like
it was painful.
Yeah.
The Eclipse was pain because there was 2 different revisions to it basically to make it work somehow, someplace. And also even STB brackets had to step in with their gap management system for different panels.
Again,
at least it's still doable.
Coming back to marketing, right? Like, I'm 100% sure that at the beginning, when the first Eclipse, the C7 variety came out, they marketed it as in, this is a whole new platform that works with everything in the past, including BeoSound 9000s.
And it didn't.
No. But it's sort of like the fluid sweet spot thing, right? Like we're going to make it all work together, and this is how it's going to work, and then it never ever comes.
However, my least favorite Danish word, there is a workaround to do that. If you have a 9000 on a NLML converter going into the Eclipse, you can simply turn on the CD player, join the Eclipse to the bloody converter so it joins the stream, and save it on the My button.
Yeah, but that's I don't think BNO necessarily figured that out. It's probably Steve that figured that out.
I figured this out when I had one client that had a set of lap 4s in the bedroom, and same thing, he wanted to do that, and he bought my Eclipse, switched from 740, so a BeoSound 5 in the mix, got the converter in there, and then I'm like, holy fuck, this doesn't turn on. But for a while it was a problem also in software that it wouldn't even do that. Yeah, but at that, if you have cables ran in the walls, it's very hard to do those connections, because I thought about that too. But he also wanted the control of it, right? And the only way you can do control is through the NLML converter. So the mastering protocol is still there and pushing down. But we figured it out at the end. Yeah, if you join, let's say the radio, and you join the CD from the 9000 and save it on a My button, it will turn it back on as a source, which is like I guess a blissful bug in the system.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of sort of non-BNO related things, right? It's the community that figures this shit out, because, like, understandably to some extent, right, BNO doesn't have all these situations in their labs.
No, and obviously, like scenarios like mine, I have a bullshit router, and I 18 people within the radius with the same bullshit router or a different company. Like it's not plausible to assume that everything's going to work. I got so mad yesterday, actually. I have pulled up all of the Ubiquiti that I could find so far and started updating it.
Preparing.
I am pissed, man. Like, it's just sometimes the phone doesn't want to connect to the Wi-Fi, even though it is on the Wi-Fi. I have to in and out, especially for my game. That pisses me off. And then yeah, there's issues with multi-room streaming. For some reason, it stopped. Not that it stopped working correctly, but there's these. I only can address it to the Wi-Fi issue connections for sure. Like there's something, either the power supply is going bad in that goofy ass router, or the router itself is just maybe on a 3rd generation of somebody that owned it before me. Because I don't know, they repack these things all the time. So I don't know where the problem is, but it's irritable enough now that I don't know where my AP is. It's somewhere in the storage locker, I think. So I'm gonna pull out the dish and I'm gonna connect it all. and I need a power cord for my gateway as well. So I'm going to set up the network and see if it fixes it. But it's just such a pain in the ass because I don't have anywhere to put it. Like, the flipping box is above my laundry hamper type of thing.
Yeah.
And and also the Quest started with, because I have the cloud key, right, with a 1 terabyte hard drive on it.
Mm-hmm.
I wondered if I could use that as a server. You can't, as a media server, like
No.
just to have it sitting.
I mean, you can make a media server other ways, but
no, Ubiquiti actually has a media server as well that you can buy, either the rack mounted or just a standalone. I was looking on the website yesterday.
Oh, sure. Just
so
if you make it differently out of all computer parts, it's just way cheaper.
Yeah, but then this thing is the size of this, right? Like,
yeah.
Cheers to me. But no, I'm sick and tired of the network issues in this house, quite honestly. And also my moment drops off, which is the biggest irritation type of thing. And not because it doesn't play, it's because I get home and that son of a bastard is the first thing that I point the keychain to. And it turns on the bloody the gateway. It triggers the gateway or the BLI. And I swear to God, man, Monday of last week, I was 2 years old, where I found out that if you double tap on the light, it works solid all the time. It's not always the moment; it's the user's fault. And I've lived with it for so long. Just like, what the fuck? And every time you just double tap it, and it sends the light go command, and everything just fires up exactly how it's supposed to. So yeah, my bad. But yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you find stuff out accidentally.
But this network doesn't make any sense because I also have a walk box that is scheduled every Sunday at 3 in the morning to reboot both the BLI and the modem, and sequentially. So, well, they both go offline at the same time, but modem boots up after 5 minutes and BLI boots up after 8 minutes. So there's this 3 minutes of like, you do your handshake with the towers and wherever else that wire goes, and then we figure out our IPs inside. So it almost did go Ubiquiti, wasn't sure, just wanted a straightforward solution. Ubiquiti now is very good, and everything, they have everything, dude. Even PTZ cameras, doorbells, regular dome cameras, turret cameras, fucking switches galore, PoE +++, and
yeah, even their mesh networks always like their
it just works, line. Man.
Even their mesh alien, like the regular consumer stuff, right? I used to have that, and it worked fine with B&O. That I mean, whereas other brands somehow gave a bunch of issues. I never had that with anything Ubiquiti. Not even the pro grade, the regular consumer grade too. Like, it's not the fastest. I'll give them that, but everything just works.
Solid. It's solid. I never actually experienced the limitation in speed with it. And most of my stuff was always hardwired hard drive.
I mean, how do you experience it? Only when you test it, really, right? Like, that's how I experienced it. When you had like, if you put a direct connection that you had a gigabit up and down, and you put it over Ubiquiti and wirelessly, right? Like, and you only get to like 850 or so.
Yeah.
But okay, 850 up and down, like, is that too slow for you? Is that noticeable? I don't know. Then again, if you have a 500 connection, right? Like, then it's like
that doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
It makes, I guess, a difference internally because B&O does chit chat between or amongst themselves a lot when it comes to the network traffic, especially from the time clock leader. Like, there's a lot of talking going on between everything and everybody to make sure they're on time with the clock leader, I guess. So, You can see it on BLI specifically, like all these call outs that always come through. And same thing, like if you have a halo, more halos you have, also the more traffic on the network you will have, because those report and check back into time and whatever. They always report out that even if you don't have a BLI, they just send a report out that yes, my motion was triggered and whatever. And based off of that, like that's how I, some of these things that you can do. Let's say if you put a halo in the bathroom, you can make it a motion sensor to trigger the lights as soon as you walk in, type of thing. So there's a lot of chatter between devices that we don't really see.
I had one of these sets, which is the cheapest one. I don't at the
These
moment.
the outdoor ones, or
No, this is just their amplify range, right, with two hotspots or extenders.
Yeah,
and it worked fantastically well. Like you can also go more expensive, right, and get two of the sort of router.
that was back in Netherlands.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to deal with concrete and whatnot. And this was the only way that I could get decent, because initially when I had one of those 8 antenna things, right, that worked in every place in that one apartment. If I laid in bed like this, I had good connection if the router was there, right? If I did this, it went down to 1010.
Fuck.
Like literally putting my body in between. So I put one of these in a bedroom and one in the hallway, I think, or one in the other office, and it was over 200 again, no matter what I did.
No, ubiquity is the way to go, in my opinion. KCBR, do you know the range of the motion sensor on the Halo? You know what? From my personal experience, it's about 1.5 meters in a complete darkness, or like dim when it can. I don't know. It just sees better, I guess, because it's an infrared, I guess, or I don't know how that works in there, but it just sees you better. And it's about 1 meter normally, because I remember when I had the Halo in my on my nightstand, I had to turn it the other fucking way, because it was always when I would turn over on the pillow, it would light up the screen. But if you put it, let's say, to like a bathroom, right, and you set up that, as soon as the motion is triggered, it doesn't matter that the screen times out after 10 seconds. You can just tell the lights or BLI to tell, okay, once this happens, 5 minutes later, you shut the light off, right? And then you can have on the Halo in the bathroom, let's say, a shower, right? So you press the shower, and in the gateway or a BLI, you would say, okay, cancel the light on macro for 5 minutes and just keep the light on for 15 minutes or till I turn it off, whichever you decide is a macro. And then it stays on regardless of your, which in my opinion, it's almost a smarter solution than doing it through the Lutron radio raw per se, unless you put the motion sensors directly in the ceiling, then they look like shit. And if you put them under the counters, like I normally did, then the problem is that once you're in the shower, you are no longer in that room, even though you are in that room, because you're behind fucking glass, so it doesn't see you. And then it starts to time out. So then I had to put a Pico controllers to, up top, so then you don't get it wet because water doesn't run upwards. And then you just blindly can press in the corner of the shower to turn it back on or turn the lights back on. So with the Halo, it just makes more sense, but it is a $1,500 solution basically, or whatever it costs, $1,000, 1,000 euros.
Well, yeah, but you don't need to use a Halo, right? If you want to put like a level in your bathroom, you can use that proximity sensor.
Yes, you can do that too, but I don't know if it actually. Let me see.
You can use the proximity sensor of the theater if you wanted to.
That one I know you could, but maybe. Let's see. 192. You're leaving. Let's go set up.
I think good old Billy did that at one point. He used the proximity sensors of like a level, or
did he? I don't remember. Let's see if there is.
I'm not sure if it was BLI or Has.io or Home Assistant or whatever it was.
I think it was through Home Assistant. Let's share the screen with the class here, since we're talking nonsense. Share. So let's go into. Hold on, move this up a little bit out of the way. Bathroom. Where are we? bathroom here. Let's create a new macro based on an event. Let's see if I can manually do it. Choose a resource, AV renderer. Oh shit, light action. Oh no, that's a light command. State update, sorry. State update.
KCBR just wants to buy another Halo. That's actually what it comes
Sound
down to.
listening on speaker group state. That's not it. Online, yeah, well, that sucks. Multi-room type, no. Okay, let's cancel that. I don't think it does. Let's capture. Let me go there. What happened? What happened? Oh shit, something happened. That was living room Halo. Whoa, 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 whoa. Too much.
See, so stuff does happen.
No, but it's not. Nothing is. It's living room, global cameras. That's just all talking amongst itself because the time just came out like that. I ain't got nothing to do with that shit. The reason why that camera was talking because I moved in front of it. So there is no way. Clear. Add event. Let's go to theater. Living room. Renderer. Panel. Oh, it's only on press. There's no power, tonto. Network setup. Oh shit. So you can, when you double press the arrows, you can actually do the, okay, something. Play pause. Okay, so that sucks. Control link result. What is the link result? No,
I have no clue. I do not
that's
have a
not gonna
BLI.
be. It's gonna be the same as the other one. It doesn't have that. No, he done it. He's done it on the Home Assistant or something else. And I'm sure Christian can correct me on it, but I do not see. I do not see a thing that would trigger that. Like, I guess you could do it with the state of the play button, right? If you press it, then you can turn on the lights, but that's just kind of counterintuitive. But if we go to kitchen, oops, or Halo, no, kitchen. Actually, it is in the kitchen. No, it's not. Well, that works differently here. I gotta go back here for a second.
Jonas Konen asks, how is BioLiving Intelligence compared to Home Assistant? Wondering if getting BLI would provide any benefits. I don't have either, so I'm kind of the wrong person to ask that. There are quite a few people on our Discord that run both simultaneously because each have their own sort of benefits. Which exactly those are, I don't know because I don't play with this sort of thing. It's too much of a faff, right? Like I have buttons that turn either everything on or everything off, and that's about it.
I wonder if I can show you this. Oopsies. Share. Yeah, it's a different window.
I mean, one of the benefits of BLI, I think, is that it's way more integrated with B&O stuff in general.
So like, here this is the web panel, so you can see it. You can see me here, and you can see the BO6 in front of it. It's the Deborah loads. But that camera has an issue of some sort. Error loading. Yeah, there you go. The other one works. This one doesn't. It's not powered off. But anyways, so yeah, this is where everything you can do. Also change colors here. So let's go to blue per se. And this is the same interface exactly that you get on your web screen here, except that you can have now nice and cool pictures here instead of just the icons. But yeah, like if I go back to living room, and I don't have, unfortunately, default lights in here. They are only set on the Halo, which kind of sucks. So I wonder if I go, well, I have to switch it. Can I switch it? Can I switch it here? Oh, I have to go back here. Share. And I go to macros, which are actually, I can't even, can I fire that? Default lights. Default lights, yeah, I can fire that because I don't have anything assigned to it. It's just it's an address of this macro that is inside the Halo. So boom, default lights, and they go back to square one. So in the living room, I have made a couple more things. Where is the living room here now? Evening. And this one has light 5 or light function 5. So on the remote, I can just get out of this.
I can just highlight you.
On the remote, we can go, oopsie, go back, list. I go up, go to list, and if I press number 5, then the lights dim. It's the same. I think I have number 7. No, I don't. But in the lights under the list of that, which is editable only when you have it in IR mode, then you can have evening. If I do cinema or general, then it turns on all the lights to the max. Cinema is going to go down, keeps the 90s. So these are the light commands that are paired. Here's another thing that is very, very interesting and crazy. Version advanced system info. So Energizer lithium batteries, as you can see, 28 days, 100% still. And this remote is used every day of the week.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, so I highly recommend getting the silver ones. They're the most expensive, but they last forever. So that's I guess that's my I don't, you know what, Mason, Mike, I saw the BLI, the 3rd gen in Edmonton when we were doing the Genesis. At the end user interface, that you don't see any difference. I don't know if there's more capability. I guess if you want to tie in cameras and such, that is more capable. But to me, the utility of the camera is more or less it's useless because it kind of works and it doesn't work. If I go here, all apps, let me show you that as well.
Yeah, if you want cameras, go Ubiquity. Because it's all in one. You get your own server. It's all local. Like you actually record stuff, right? Like,
yes.
And it's.
Let me see if it loads the app eventually. Try again, bro. Action required. We need permission to phone new features. Link to Windows. Okay, good. Why you give me a hard time like that? Come on. Here, poof. So here, this is the BLI interface, which I like a lot because it's personalized to you. And I wonder if I need to put. I don't. I kind of control here. So same thing. Like you have, the sources. This is the only thing that sometimes just comes back for no freaking reason. So I have to again remove a whole bunch of stuff out of it. Avant doesn't seem to have that issue. I just have an Apple TV as HDMI 1, but the Mozart, every update it comes through, sometimes it repopulates. See, it didn't do it on the level. What happened now? Connect. Call this. Oh yeah, and this is actually where I live. It's right here. These two windows and this. So let's click on that. And yeah, like I said, this doesn't have anything crazy on it, and this is the same thing, hallway sources. So for some reason, this guy just decided to have more sources added to himself, because why not?
LG also does that every time there's an LG update.
Yeah, that was an update.
Nonsense.
Yeah, I just populated it back, and then V1 should have Roku, Tidal, and P&O radio, and those are tied into whatnot. So out of the hallway, I have cameras here, and there's also a macro here. Let's see if I can connect to this camera finally through this. Okay, there we go. There's my little pouch for the. So there I am. And now if I press hallways, it will, I just fucked it up because it turned the wrong way, because it's timed. So let's go this way and up. So you can pan, tilt, zoom. The other camera was correct because it didn't move, and I pressed the hallways, I think, again, so it'll turn into the corner. But yeah, you can do that remotely, more or less, and look at your house, and the camera follows whoever's in. And I also have, as far as the in the office, there is a master reboot. So if I pop this, all the ASC and Mozart platform will restart itself.
Oh, that is really quite useful.
That is fucking super useful, because every now and then whatever happens, I can do it remotely. When I get an email that, oh yeah, your product has received an update, so I can just pop the master reboot. I'll reboot everything, doesn't matter. But by the time I get home, I don't have to wait for the thing to boot up, like the theater usually does when you receive an update.
Yeah, sometimes you get LG updates, and then it's like you turn it on and everything starts except for the panel for some reason.
Yeah. So, and then here you go. You can modulate the lights, sliders, and this works from anywhere in the world per se. It doesn't matter. If I turn off the living room completely, then it'll shut everything off. See, even the 90s accents will go down. Now, I think I do have accents on. So if we press that, it will just turn on the 90s and all the little accent lights around, all the LEDs, and Shelly that is programmed in the Lego room also on both sides of the walls. This is a Shelly driven LED strip through Dali drivers. So everything, if you play with it enough, it's compatible, and it works very well. And like I said, you can put your own custom photos in there as rooms. It looks way more presentable than I have ever seen Control 4 look like, or any other more or less system.
Control 4, as far as I've seen, is just super generic images, like not even actual, like more like drawings, like I don't know, like Microsoft Paint kind of.
So the only limitation that I have a problem with, as far as let's just go into the room itself. The only problem that I have with this interface, as far as the Android platform goes, that let's say I turn on the radio, and I'll wait for it. It gets this feedback, and it's there. So there's the Comedy Central, whatever the fuck. But there is nowhere that I can go and pick my radio stations. On the Apple, there is a little thing here that you can choose, but Android doesn't have it. I think if I go to number 4, it should go to Chill Tracks, but it doesn't. So the number pad also doesn't work. That works on the ASC platform, right? So the only way to do it is to skip tracks this way. And can we do that? No.
Нет.
Нет, блядь, сука мать, ебаный в рот. Why the hell doesn't it work? More. What's more? Okay, so that's all the nonsense. Cool. Is it up? No. It doesn't control my shit.
Something updated properly.
That's very interesting. So I'm sure everybody has a minute. So let's investigate that. Because I am very, let's fuck off. Let's go to setup. Let's go to interfaces. I'll share that with the class too, so it's not boring. Share. Interfaces. Let's go to where the fucking dyslexia kicks in. Bathroom. Boom, boom. That's not it. I think maybe under here. But you can't change the. Yeah, you can't change how it behaves here. I don't think anymore. In let's say the kitchen, right? You can assign. You can't even do on the older Bio Living or Bio Link gateway. You can assign generic arrows plus colors or whatever, where this doesn't have it. So what are we doing for Bio Radio? Generic arrows plus colors. That's all it does. Bio4 navigation button, show products in there. Let's do that off. Let's see if that works. Can I have to go back. Sorry, this swapping screen is kind of goofy. But I don't think this will succeed. So let's turn on the BNO radio again. And
you have the Pro license, right?
Yeah. Without the Pro license, you couldn't do anything that I'm doing. So, okay, hang on a second. There was a different, let's go back. So with this, you should be able to skip it.
Yeah, it works.
Okay, so BO4 navigation button needs to piss off. Okay, so there we go. Now everybody knows one thing more than I did before we started the podcast.
Sandeep asked Willie, what level of TV source control does the BLI give you?
I don't know what you mean by that, really. Like anything you can do with it, really. As far as if you're asking for what it is within the app of the BLI, I can show you.
Yeah, can you, I don't know, make a Lutron button start Netflix, let's say?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Share. So, example, movie. I press the movie, things go down and happen here, right?
Yeah.
But it also turns on the Plex. So I could have that trigger off of the remote or off of the what's it called? No, not the Halo, the Lutron processor itself, because it registers. Let's say you have movie on the keypad and you press the movie, then that button is registered in a macro. And I'll go to macro, poof. So in here, it would also read, let's say, in light action press command 5, but from, living room renderer, you would also have it, let's say, from, if I had the lighting system, which I don't have, then you can assign it from there, right? Like, here where it shows all the lights that are available, you would also have, if you have an assigned keypad, that you do it through resources per se. If I had the RA2, then I would assign this to certain place. Like I have this, okay? And the individual address I that they have. So these things are exactly that they equal. Imagine that these equal to a Lutron button press on the keypad. And then in the macros, you just tell them, okay, when that keypad was pressed, like in this case, I always do it on a press because you also have it on a key release. But key press, it just starts it right away. So because sometimes people tend to hold on to things to see if it works. So if it's a key press, it doesn't care for the key release.
Yeah, my mother-in-law, whenever she cuts, it sometimes does that. Like especially with my buttons, right? It's like
long press.
It doesn't do anything. So it does it again and just holds it. It's like
no.
Sometimes you come back and like everything is Disney Plus, right? Like every.
Oh Christ on a cross. So also, I guess to answer your question, where are we? Because I can't see chat. Post this. Where is this? Let's go back to live here. So the Lutron keypads and processor in place now. Yeah. So then all you do is basically in this, in where the systems are. Like, let's go start from the beginning, right? You set up your shit over here, your network, your units, and blah blah blah. And then here you set up your zones. So whatever rooms, whatever stuff you have you want to control, you add those rooms in here. Unassigned resources will be basically everything that you piss on. So I think I have like a moment. I don't think even moment is unassigned in mine. But it's just something that you don't care for. And in systems, I put everything under global because then they appear in the app icons on each, like the cameras per se. I put them in global so each tab has it, because then if the one tab has 4 icons and one has 3, then it shrinks the window, it looks fucked up. So I just made sure that they all the same. And then here you just add a system, go to RA3, boom. And if you add that system, where are you? Radio raw here. You just need to put in a proper IP address, blah, 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 apply, and that's it. And then you go to resources and you see how you say capture. If you suppress capture, it'll just list everything that was programmed by the Lutron programmer here as functions, and it'll list up all the buttons that are available to be pressed, and whatever macro they do, that doesn't care. But you have all the buttons and all the lights that you can directly control. And lights mean dimmer control with the sliders, and button means that you can assign it to a macro as a, let's say if I press light function 5 on my remote, on the Beo remote 1, then it's also equals the same command as me pressing Netflix button on a fucking keypad on the Lutron on the wall type thing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So there's that, and I'm just gonna delete that because I don't need it. And then this is where you build your macros. This is the most time spent, right? Because you can get into certain things like, let's go to leaving from Halo, right? This is my leaving sequence that happens. So all of this happens while I'm putting my shoes on, coat on, and fucking off. And then I think it's 7 minutes later, it all turns off.
Messing with times, like how long do you want it to?
Exactly. So the way that this is
to go dim, or do you want just poof off, or?
The way that this is programmed, that it starts from the lab 90 in the corner by the plant, it actually starts off of the, I changed the macro, I believe. It starts off of it starts off of there. Then it sweeps through, turns off the pendant, and then turns off the Lego, the bathroom, because that's before the Lego doors. It turns off that. And all that is half a second or a quarter second apart from one another. This is when it starts to dim slowly at the entrance, because it's letting you know that soon enough things are going to turn off. And then I put it 300 seconds, so 5 minutes later, it shuts off completely, and all standby command is issued from the hallway renderer. So whatever's on, it's off for good at that point. So that's a lesson in Beolink Gateway today. So hopefully that makes sense to people, and it just makes sense. Like, if you're not, like, I'm not one of those that understands nor even cares to start understanding the Home Assistant, because I just don't have the time. And I had spent and allocated and devoted a lot of time programming the gateway and trying to get around it, and knowing what it does and how it does it, and how I make it do what I want to do. So it's much easier to play with than the Home Assistant if you're not a coder, right? Which I'm not.
Yeah, if you're not a coder, I do think BLI is a lot easier to operate because somebody has done it for you.
Now, there's only one catch-22, I guess, when it comes to the BLI. Because you do have an ability to create macros locally on your mobile device. Let me shut the screen off. The problem is, if you do it if you create a macro on your phone, it's uneditable and undeletable from the BLI, unless you do it from the app. So I don't know what the logic or purpose behind that is, but that's the way that cookie crumbles there.
So in other words, just get your laptop or computer out and do it that way.
Yeah. And
then again, you don't have to mess around with it that much once.
Well, you don't have the time sequencing available if you're doing it through the app. It's just like, I want this and this lights, and then just turn on in random, whatever, like however long Philips Hue takes, because Philips Hue takes the same time to turn on certain model numbers of their lights. Like, there is a quarter-second delay on the relay for the plug controller versus the Hugos that are behind the thing. And yeah, it takes a half a bottle of bourbon and a fucking Saturday, right, to figure out how much apart things are. And then you just tweak the program. And then once you do it, and it just looks very cool when everything just sweeps across in a very synchronized, timely fashion where it's not like, lights turn off when you just yell at Google and shit turns off randomly in every room. So that's the benefit of, I think, not just the gateway, but like I said, when you have cameras in there, everything is there. So I have motion alerts on the camera, right, that trigger the hallway macro. So as soon as I cross between 8 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon, if I get home and I cross the path of the first camera in the entrance, the second one automatically moves into the hallway so it can catch from there, because this one's always looking at the 90s, right? She's got the best view in the house. And then when I come over, she has to turn around and look the other way till I get picked up by the motion from the other side of the hallway. So that also changes the attitude of motherfuckers that come around my house, right? Changing filters and whatever, because now they have to be cautious because everything is recorded.
Yeah. And you're going to notice if your camera gets manually turned some other way, right?
Well, no, I immediately get a notification that the motion has been detected. So I tap the notification. I'm already in the stream, right? And I can talk back through the camera. So those Reolink cameras are nice because the reason why I bought them, yeah, it's a cheap ass Amazon purchase, but I think I think the reason for that is that where the boys are from in that they're designing these things, that there's not much of a crazy stuff to be available to be bought, because I don't think they're in Spain, they're somewhere else. But anyways, they work very well. So would, I think, Ubiquiti ones. It's just a different way of getting the path of the HTTP links and whatever else have you into it and tying it in, which I'm sure it's again one night of figuring it out and you have it. Because once you figure out one, you just put all of them in the same time.
I mean, my Ubiquiti stuff, like I can talk to my doorbell from anywhere in the world and it's secure because it's through my own server on my Ubiquiti stuff in my house. All you just need is an internet connection, which like your mobile phone provider gives you.
Do you have a cloud key or no?
No, it's in the Dream Machine.
Oh, okay.
And I just, what did I put in? I think it's an 8 terabyte Western Digital Red.
More than enough, man.
Yeah, so like with the current camera setup I have, it saves me something like 38 days or something like that.
That's a lot.
Well, the idea was like I'll probably add 2 more cameras, but also if I don't know, you don't necessarily immediately notice stuff going missing, right?
Yes.
But you can at least watch a month back at that point. And it even differentiates, right, whether it's animals or people and or other things coming by.
Yeah, that has that same tech in it as well. It works quite well.
Because we have quite a lot of wildlife that comes by, and it's just interesting to see what comes by every so often. But sometimes it's
you had a gator go through, no?
Oh yeah. We've also had coyotes go through. We've had otters go through. We've had tortoises go through. We've had power line people go through.
I'm surprised the turtles would trigger the motion.
Well, they're this big, right? Like,
yeah, but they're not cooking it, right? Like they're going slow. So, but I'm surprised that they actually do trip it.
I mean, the really small ones don't, but some of them are probably half the size of your head, if not more.
Shit. But still, is it? But it's the motion, right? But I guess, yeah, I don't know. I guess they move a fair clip to be detected.
I also think it's the change of color, like it's literally a change of light, right? Like, like the light sensor only responds to like the voltage change of the light being altered. So
interesting.
I mean, I've had absolutely stuff go by that the cameras couldn't pick up because it was too fast.
Oh, really?
Like I think it was a fox or something chasing a rabbit.
No shit.
Yeah. And I was sitting outside, and it scared the shit out of me because it was like, and that was paws touching the ground, right? And I looked at
Holy.
the camera, and it's just a streak.
No Dolby Atmos there, bro. Oh man.
But yeah, I mean, God, it's even responsive to, like, if headlights turn a bit too much to the house, right? Because the house lights up weirdly, and the camera's like, okay, this is an event, or at least it's a potential event.
Did you ever have a spider make a web in front of your camera, and every time it passed, make a notification?
Yes. We've also had geckos, where every time
those
you
I
get
can
a
see
notification, you see like a head little like pop down. It's like,
that's funny.
I think they sit on it because it's warm.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think the worst places that I've ever seen cameras being mounted, but that was just no way other way, was on the tree.
Yeah.
And those get failed, man, because they do run warm. And some of them even have the heaters on them, right? Just so they don't freeze up, especially in these conditions that we have here in Canada.
But yeah, we can look at it from just about anywhere in the world, really. And
so is the BLI. Once you have the pro version, like I can access my house, because sometimes for some reason the macro screws up and it didn't turn off something, right? So you can just pull up and you can see a light bulb in the office. Okay, so just tap it and it shuts it off. Or, I used to spy on my girlfriend when not even spy, like I would do because she wouldn't answer the goddamn phone, right? When I was calling, because she has it always on like vibrate, and she's one of those people that runs her life on 1 to 5%, like always in red. Like I couldn't live on this edge.
No.
I could not do that. And not that I commend people for doing it. I think it's just fucking insane. There's something wrong with you if you do between 1 and 5 or 10%. So anyways, I'm trying to get hold of her ass, and I can't. And I look at the gateway. I'm like, I see Netflix as a source, right? So fucking pause it. and watching it, and all of a sudden it plays again. Oh, fucking pause it again, right? I paused it, and I dialed her up. I was calling her, and I put her on the speakerphone, go back to the BLI, and see she's playing it. I'm like, I paused it again so she can hear the phone buzzing. So it works. It worked. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, and this is that was some of the places or some of the ways that I figured out the secondary benefits of having a integrated home system.
Yeah. For people that don't know yet, your missus is always somehow available on the phone except for you.
And like, you're looking at her, she always doom scrolls on the phone, right, on Instagram and stuff. Like, how you don't see me calling? Call this. But that's the don't disturb mode, or whatever the heck is it, studying mode or something, or that they have as an option in the Apple. That you can only get through on the second phone call. First one, it just goes to the voicemail bin.
Yeah.
It's annoying as fuck. But I no longer have to deal with that. So
KCBR says we have hedgehogs in the garden. It's so dry that they're coming out to drink water from the plant saucers. Yeah, that sort of thing that happens as well. I mean, part of the reason we have a camera in the lanai/pool area, right, is to keep an eye on the cats. Because if you, I don't know, let's say somebody's at the food store and one is here, like at some point, like you may need to go to the bathroom, that sort of thing, right? Like, but like herding cats is really fucking hard. So.
It's damn near impossible unless you jiggle the bag of treats. That's the only like a life hack. But they do figure you out with that too. Sometimes the treat's not worth the freedom outside, so fuck it.
Yeah. I mean, also for, I don't know, I have one near the pool. If I don't know, maybe some nitwit teenager comes by, decides to take a swim and drowns, right? Like, okay, this is not on me. I have evidence that wasn't my stupidity or something.
Yeah, no, cameras are everywhere now, and it's we've grown to the place where you have to have it just to be better and safer.
If nothing else, it's to make sure that I have an actual story I can illustrate, that I'm not bullshitting if something ever goes wrong.
We had to retrofit this week. Essentially, was the brain damage as fuck. So starting Monday to Friday, more or less, we had to retrofit 6 cameras into a house, plus 2 pairs of in-ceiling speakers and a alarm system, which is 1 cable, doesn't matter, and 2 access points in a few $1 million home that had 0, and I repeat, 0 network cables, no coax, no nothing in them, no nothing, bro, nothing. I've never seen the build, like, given the history after, the guy was telling whoever the builder was that what happened and how much money he lost, fucked up lawsuits and shit. Like, that house was just basically hate fuck build together, right?
Yeah.
And it just shows, man. I'm like, oh my God, we have to run all these cables through gutters for the cameras. Yeah, it was not a good week. It was not a good week, but we did it and we made it happen. The speakers play and the cameras look.
This is the sort of time where either you're all in and you get cameras right, or you have absolutely nothing in your house.
But the dude bought the house existing because somebody else lived in it before. So it's just like that. At that point, you're a circumstance of just, liking the property and doing whatever you need to get done. But yeah, it was a pain in the booty hole, man. Holy cow. It was not fun, but we got it done. But yeah, the whole house was the first time I didn't install it because Stuki, the new guy, he was on camera detail. Get on the ladder and put it up. And the PTZ camera from Ubiquiti looks pretty cool. So
yeah,
they got a whole bunch of good shit there.
Ubiquiti's general cameras are really quite good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the cameras I have were, I don't know if they still are, but they were like $90. They're 4K, the sort of mini turrets that you can.
Yeah.
According to Ubiquiti, right, I have them in the wrong place because they need to be, from where they're mounted, have an overhang of like 60 centimeters or something, because they're not fully outdoor water rated like the bullet cams are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just measuring, right? Like, and it's like where they are, like the rain has to come this way, like literally this way, to even hit them.
So there's no way unless you get a hurricane going on, I guess.
Even if then, right? Like, I can turn them off, like have no power, so they're not going to short out when there's no power to them, right?
Fair.
Also, I mean, even in a hurricane, right? Like rain this way, like, come on, like that's unlikely.
That's 100-mile-an-hour wind, man, or some shit.
Yeah,
if even.
So also, I was just thinking, like, if I lose 2, it's still cheaper than buying the bullet ones, and it's the same sort of camera picture, other than it has a bit wider angle, which I kind of like. So at the front of my house, well, you've seen how the house is, right? Like, I can see down the wall to the front door and the corner of where the lot line is on one camera. Like, that's so wide.
It's all you need, really.
Oh, we can give you some rain, except we're in a drought here too in Florida somehow.
It's going to rain tonight.
It's been raining like crazy, but we still don't have enough water.
No, we're getting some good rain tonight, I think. That's what's in the forecast, so we'll see. It wasn't that bad.
I mean, it essentially, God, it didn't rain from like middle of November until you left somewhere, which was like 2.5 months later, 3 months later.
Yeah, that's a long time. That's a long time.
I mean, we're still at the point where most of the ponds around us are like they have water in them, but they're still like, I don't know, 1.5 meters to go before they're full.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a problem with water here, man. It's been raining on and off all week, and it's just is what it is. We had some good storms. We had a fucking storm so big that I was actually concerned to unplug the 90s off the power.
Oh, it's one of those where you see the window kind of wobbling.
Yeah, it was not fucking cool, man. Like that was under 1 second for the lightning to the thunder.
Yeah.
So that's less than a kilometer. You know that's a Schneerius hit. And 5 minutes later, you just hear the sirens. Right? I'm like, ooh, fuck, somebody did get hit. That's for sure. For sure, somebody got hit, or a transformer or some. Not on a post. Didn't knock out our power, but yeah, there has been a couple days where things got unplugged for a few minutes.
About 3 months ago, a tree in our neighbor's yard was hit by lightning.
Oh shit!
And that's what 60 meters from our house. Not even.
You're lucky that anything. You didn't get any damage. Thank God.
I do have one of those whole house like lightning and surge protector things.
Is that before the breaker box or?
Yes.
Okay, so that'll go first if anything.
Yes, that's what it's there for.
Yeah, that's good because man, that will cook the shit out of things.
Yeah.
That's not.
I mean,
fun.
Even our neighbors were fine. Their house, like inside the house, nothing happened.
Interesting. Was it raining? Obviously. Maybe there was just enough water to ground it off or spread the. I don't know.
I guess
weird.
like a bunch of bark came off the tree, but like it didn't split open or anything like that. But it again was one of those.
Shit. Yeah, that's never fun, man. At least here there's no hail. Where in Calgary, that's ooh, man, when you see the dark clouds come in with the white
I
behind
remember
it,
those
it's
pictures
bad
where the whole
news there.
houses are essentially sandblasted.
Yeah, years ago, where I was showing those off on this is what 200-300 episodes ago, for God's sakes. It's been a while.
Speaking about episodes, I will not be here next week because we have stuff to do.
All right, so I'll do something too.
Oh God, I'm actually thinking I might be out for the next 2 weeks.
There you go. See people what happens.
Because I think I'll be in Miami the week thereafter. I'm pretty sure.
Well, we'll play it by the ear. People that follow the Discord will know because we'll post it there.
Come join the Discord.
Older we get, the more life gets in the way.
Yeah, and I'm about to have a whole lot of life get in the way, so we'll figure out a way around it. But
make sure you synchronize the baby sleep with the podcast.
I'm not sure I have a choice in that.
That's the trick.
Yeah.
That's the trick.
Yeah, come join the Discord and have a look on YouTube because I'll let people know. Damn.
Stefan, you're late.
Yeah. Well, a happy Formula One because that should be back pretty soon, and hopefully we'll be back soon as well. So thank you for watching, and see you all.
See you in a few weeks. Bye.
Bye.